Hello, hello, hello. Just want to check everything and take a couple of deep breaths. Gotta breathe. Hello, hello, sister. Hey, girl. How are you? How are you? Drop me an emoji or something. Let me know what's going on with you. I'm over here trying to make sure I'm doing stuff right. I'll be ready to start in just a minute. All right. All right, we good. Okay, sound is on and going. So as y'all come in, let me know how y'all doing. Give me some hearts, some angry faces. Give me something so I know where you are right now. Where are you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically? Like, let me know. Check in. Check in, y'all. Cause your girl been working, but I also been making sure that she is well, okay, and that anything connected to me is well as well, okay. The word of the day is well, because that's where we need to be, okay. um I know some of you all are probably drained with a lot of these, just a lot that's going on right now, so I'm hoping to kind of bring some peace in certain areas. So today I have decided to talk about faith, and really more so like its connection to purpose. And I'm doing this because some of us are just in the middle. Like we are in the middle. Like I got this faith, I got this stuff I see, I got this stuff I need to do, I got this stuff that I think I should be a part of. But you're a little concerned, right? You're concerned. And then you're on the other part, you're like, this is my purpose, this is what I do, this is what I'm here to give, this is what I'm here to serve. Hey, Shantae girl, what's up? Hey, how are you? Check in. So, okay, so then the other part is you got purpose. Some of you all may be searching for what your purpose is. Some of you may know what your purpose is, but now you have to figure out how to add more meaning to it, how to add more to it so that it is impactful and that it actually feels purposeful to you, even as the person that is actually serving and giving. And so today, I really want to just highlight this gap that I realize exists, and I want to make sure that we talk about it. I want to make sure that we are talking about what is taking place. I want to make sure that we are having conversation around it. So let me go ahead and get started because I don't want to have y'all watching for too long. But this kind of, for some of you that are just coming in, my name is Christian Shields. I am founder and CEO of My Secret's Purpose and the creator of the My Secret's Purpose Conference. I am a social worker, and I also am a personal coach, and I help people discover their purpose and empower them to succeed. And so the way I do that is kind of breaking down a lot of the layers that are attached to us so that we can have knowledge, we can have more understanding about who we are, and so that we can give it fully. So we can live a fulfilling life, because I believe that's what we should have. I just believe it. I want to be happy in life. I want to enjoy it. So let's fast forward how I got here, right? So I took and have been taking some time to kind of pace myself, like listening to my own rules, right? Making sure that I'm committed to my own self care, balancing my own life, and taking care of my own business, my own three C's. I exercise those in my life, I practice them in my life, and I also encourage you all to practice them in your life as well. And the reason I do that is because I don't ever want to give you all something that I don't apply. I mean, I never want to be that misaligned that I'm telling you something, but I can't live it myself. And so what I have found is that some people are just in that gap, in that middle, when it comes to like their faith and how to connect it to their purpose, and how to connect it to the things that are happening around them. And it's hard because if you are a multi-passionate person like myself, if you're multi-passionate, you have a lot of things that you want to be a part of. You have a lot of things that make you excited. You have a lot of things that you want to just be a part of. And the reality about being a multi-passionate person is you have to still pick a place to start. You have to pick a point that you can like build some ground off of, and then kind of just like take it from there in bite-sized chunks and step by step it in order to get a greater outcome or get better results out of whatever it is that you desire to do. Understanding though, there are no limits to you. You are unlimited in what you can do. You are unlimited in what you can be a part of. There are no parameters attached to that. However, there are stages and phases in which you have the mental capacity, the bandwidth to be able to be a part of things. And so here today we are talking about faith, because I've had a lot of questions just within myself these past couple of weeks of how can I, as a person who also practices a faith connected in purpose, connected to my purpose, but also help somebody else better understand how to get out of that stuck place. And so I'm going to kind of go through my notes. So if you see me looking down, I'm going through my notes because I want to make sure I hit the things that I had highlighted. But before, let me just ask y'all a quick question. Like, do y'all struggle with that too? Do you struggle with like how to integrate your faith and your purpose? Like, do you struggle with putting that into perspective and how it operates? And then also like digging deeper in your purpose, right? Like digging deeper into what is this thing called faith, and how can I demonstrate it and grow through it. And so let me know if you have those questions as well, but I am just going to hit some of my bullet points in hopes that it provides greater understanding to you all. So the very first thing I want to talk about is along this journey of like the gap in the middle of you having faith and having a belief that and I'm talking about a faith, belief in God, Christianity, believer. I just want to make sure that's clear. But if you have that and that exists fully inside of you, I do understand that there's a frustration period, because one, you got to understand, what does it mean to be a believer? What does it mean to have a connection to God? What does it mean when people say like they can hear from God? What does it mean? What does all this mean? What does the scripture mean? How can I apply it? How can I break it down? And I know that place exists because that was a spot for me. I was like, how can I understand this? How can it be made simple? Like, how can I just be a person that not only just has a reference of scripture, but also has a understanding of how to actually apply it to my life? And as I got deeper into studying, I realized that the very first place that I had to start was to one, understand that that is a growing relationship. You grow in your faith. And when I say you grow in your faith, I'm meaning you have to, when people talk about like praying, right? Praying actually requires you to start actually sitting down and sitting with yourself. Those questions that you have in regarding to like where you need to grow and what your purpose is in life and what are you here to do and why were you created and what does this mean and which way should I go, like that is your point of reference for starting to get to your purpose. So you start there with those questions and you start asking your source, what you believe in. You start asking for clarity, guidance, and direction of what does all of this mean. I know I'm having these dreams. I know I'm having these visions. I know I'm hearing people say things to me, but what does this mean? And for some of you all that are just tuning into the Ask Christian sessions, we've kind of been layering the conversation around being members of one body, but understanding the alignment of our faith and purpose together. And so this is kind of building. So I would recommend you probably go back to some of the videos on the page and watch those so you can kind of come up to par with where we are. But when it comes to that, if you're having those questions, that's exactly where you start. Because that middle part, you don't just have those questions and you jump to boom, I'm out here, I'm making it, I'm doing it, we're live, you don't, there's never a jump that's that lateral like that. It's never like that. And so take those questions that you have. I encourage you to write those down so that you can pick that as a point of reference. And then here's the answer that I want to give to you all in regards to, the waiting period to get more understanding. The truth about it is as you grow and develop, things will be revealed to you as you things will be revealed to you as you are ready to accept them, ready to understand them. When you have developed past the previous stage or wherever you are, that's when things begin to come into perspective for you. And so hopefully that gives you some peace about going back and paying more attention to the areas that you keep trying to avoid, the areas that you are just trying to do several things at one time. Go back to those spaces and pick a spot to actually put your feet on top of, to stand on, because you're going to need to have a clear understanding. You're going to need that clarity, you're going to need that guidance, you're going to need that direction in order to get to where it is you're headed to. So start there. The next part about it is, when it comes to scriptures, a lot of people like to throw out scriptures and just take that one scripture and just live off of that. I am going to one caution you in doing that. The reason I'm gonna caution you in doing that is because the truth about it is, you things are revealed to you as you gain more knowledge, wisdom, and then things become understood by you. So I want to say, first start reading. I remember praying and asking for an excitement to read scriptures. I remember praying and asking for it to be interesting for me. So, in order for it to do that, I had to realize I had to start where I was. Again, that's going back to whatever that first thing is, whatever that passion is, taking that, asking questions to ground yourself in it, and then praying about those things. And as I did that, I began to go to scriptures, and then one scripture led to another, and then another, and then I just started, finding more reference to back and support what it is that I was trying to become more knowledgeable about, what it is that I was trying to understand. And for some of you, are like, what does this have to do with anything? Well, if you are a believer or and your business is driven by your own faith, you have to understand how your connection to the source is integrated in what your life's purpose is. Because if you don't, you will be out here just doing, and you'll be frustrated, you'll be angry, you'll be upset because you have no true direction about what it is you are doing, and you might even be clueless. Okay, so that's why I'm sharing this with you all. Trust me, it'll come full circle. The next part is that, I also realized that as a believer and things are revealed to you, you could be jogging, you could be walking, you could be running, you could be at work, you could be driving. I mean, you could be anywhere and some new insight just pops in your mind. So I want to encourage you to, take note, write those new things down that are revealed to you. But then also, I want to encourage you to go back to that prayer part and ask for order. Ask for order. Ask for there to be order to the information that was given to you, so that you can know what, a lot of people like to use the word season. Okay, I'm gonna say phase in life that you are living in. Know where you are living, what you are living in right now. Know where you are. Ask for order so that those things can become more clear to you as you move closer towards your purpose. Um, and by doing that, you'll begin to realize that, you'll take on a new demeanor. You'll be more patient, you'll be more kind, you'll be more understanding to other people. And you'll also be put in a place where you kind of sit back. Right, you can sit back now. You could breathe. You could allow things to happen. You could understand that, why you're in a certain place and why it's taking you a little bit longer, and you won't. I mean, I can honestly tell you, like, your envy or jealousy or frustration about seeing other people do what you do or pass you up will go away, because now you're sitting in a seat where you are beginning to allow yourself to kind of take the back seat and let your source be the lead in the center of everything. And that has a lot to do with what it is that you want to do in real life. Like when it comes to your purpose, it has a lot to do with it, because you cannot you can I can tell you that it won't be as productive, but you don't want to keep trying to build something and be in show face at the same time. Like, you want to allow things to kind of come together, to start making sense, to start unfolding, and to come out, so you can come out and show up at like your full potential. That's what you want. And so, um That's another layer that I think we should continue to focus on and make sure that we are adding to that part of us, that we're asking for order and for things to come into perspective. Something else that you want to begin to understand is the difference between your voice and the direction that you're giving, and a lot of this stuff is going to take time. That's why I caution people against quick fixes and trying to run and do things fast and just want to jump out there and do. Like, I caution people in doing that. I've done it. It doesn't work. You'll burn yourself out quick. You'll be dissatisfied with what's going on. You just won't be happy. You won't be happy, and you'll be struggling, and it'll take longer to get to where you're trying to get to than it would if you just take out the time to do the work before trying to go full out in something. So I encourage you all to really, really, really take heed to what I'm saying so that you can know and understand how to do things. And I say that because oftentimes, if you all tune in with me, I'm telling you that we are multi-layered. With us being multi-layered individuals, there are many different parts of us that have to come into alignment before understanding sometimes can be revealed. And that means that a lot of your biases, a lot of the issues that hold you to things has to be made clear. Expectations that you may have for yourself or have for somebody else may need to kind of be shifted or adjusted. There's a lot that has to happen within you as you move and strive towards living your life purpose. And just to be clear with you all, purpose, please don't put the word purpose in a box. Don't limit your thoughts on anything, because when it comes to purpose, like, you are not you let me tell you something. Purpose is not just attached to being a business owner. It's not just attached to owning a company. It's not just attached to streams of revenue. Your purpose could be anywhere. I mean, some people have simple purposes where it's just starting one conversation, telling a person one thing. Like, sometimes I can remember when I had to tell somebody something, and it was the hardest because I was like, I know this person is not going to hear what I have to say. I know this person is probably going to reject what I'm about to say, but I had to build up my courage and my strength and my confidence and bravery, to be able to go and say what needed to be said to a person. Because in my mind, it was like, this person holds such a high seat in, like, power and authority that they are not going to listen to me, and what needs to be said. And so I just want you all to know that in order to live your life's purpose, or to live in purpose, or just walk in purpose, it is going to require you to have to, like, address yourself. It's going to require you to have to address who do you think you are, and who you really are, and whose you are. Because we're in a position in life where it's going to take more than more than entertainment. It's going to take more than concerts. It's going to take more than statements being made. It's going to take more to get out of life what we need. And I need all of us to understand. I need all of you to really, 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 really understand that you are the key ingredient of change. And with you being the key ingredient to change in anything that's going to take place moving forward, you have to be able to know who you are. You have to be able to be grounded in your faith if you're a believer. You have to be able to understand that, you have to take purpose out of box and understand that purpose is a lived experience, is something that you embody, you grow in, you develop over time. It's not something that says, boop, here you are, and it's there. And then you have to also define it, because that means you have to know what are you attached to. What are you going to do in this life that is going to make it purposeful? What are you going to do in this life that is going to make it worthwhile? What do you want to do? And are you satisfied and happy with the life that you are charting for yourself? Because right now, our choices are guiding us. Our choices are guiding us, and so you belong to whatever your choice is right now. And I think that that's important to know. And I also want you all to know and understand that do not let anybody, do not allow the fear of being rejected, or the judgment of anybody else to come between what you know and believe about yourself right now. Like, if anything, this is the time, and it's always been a time. I say that all the time. It's always been time for you to get what you need. It's always been time for your needs to be met, and making sure that you are putting yourself in the place to have those needs met, and realize that those things, to get your needs met, takes time, but it also means that you have to develop your voice. It also means you have to develop and grow in knowledge, insight, wisdom, and understanding and love as it pertains to being a human being and living. And so I want you all to know that, you grow. You are growing. And it's okay if you come in at many different places in life, because we are not all going to see the same level of change in our life. However, we will see the change that we are destined to have, that we have decided that we want to receive. And so, as you all are out and you are working and you are developing and attaching yourself to things, and you are wanting to get to know more about yourself and understand, and start with the base of you. Start with who you are. Start with what your passions are. Start with what your prayer life is, if you are a believer. And I'm saying faith and purpose because I happen to be attached to more people that are who share in faith with me. So that's why I'm talking about faith and purpose. That's why I'm integrating them together, because that's pretty much how it operates and works in my life. And that's what I practice, and so that's what I teach. So at the end of, not at the end, because we are in this race, y'all. But as you all are growing and you are developing, I just want you to really, really be clear about how life works. That's the biggest thing, how life works, especially if you are a person, a believer. And I don't know why I want to say this, but I just do. Like, you know, we are beyond just being, just having a sense of gratification just in the moment. Like, we are beyond just wanting to feel something. We are beyond just wanting to have some sort of excitement or change. We are beyond the pressure of others. We are beyond having people say and do things that are supposed to cause us and push us to move a little bit further. You are wherever you are at. And I think that's important for you to hear. You are wherever you are at. You are wherever you have the strength for. You are wherever you have the courage for. You are wherever you have done the work for. And I think that's important for you to know and understand, because you can't go beyond you. And I think that is something that we have to make clear as we strive to be better in life, as we strive to be better in general. Um, because the goal here is to live a purposeful life by being attached to things that can make impact, because you are the key ingredient to change. And in order to get that, you have to do the work on you, and you have to know who you are and where you are. And I'm telling you all that it's possible for you, because you're looking at somebody that I had no experience, I had no background in anything in developing, where my secret purpose is. I had none of that. All I had was an idea, and I took that idea and I prayed. I followed these same steps, and I just believed in helping people. Like, my purpose, my passion was always attached to helping people. Like, even if it was just, can you run to the store and get this for me at a young age, or going and thinking about somebody else along the way, like, that was just always me. And so I just want to encourage you that, as you develop, ask for the things that you need. If you need order, if you need strategy, if you need understanding, if you need wisdom, if you need resources, if you need people, ask for what you need, and have the courage to, have confidence, really, to know that it's going to come to you, and that it'll be provided for you, especially if you are a person that believes, and you believe that your purpose is attached to something that is greater than you, and it is designed and lived in the will of God. Like, have hope and have faith that the direction that you're headed it can be defined to be more long term than it is short term and lived in an emotion or a brief experience. Because I'm telling you all that, you know, honestly, when it comes to anything, like, faith has sustained me in any aspect of my life. And I'm sharing that because it sustained you too. You know, to be able to have your mind to continue to progress in these times where things are happening so rapidly around you, and there's this sense and this urge to have momentum and a push behind you in order to get more. um, you know, really dig deeper to understand what it is that you want from this moment, and how you know that you're going to get it, and how do you know that you're being heard and you're being listened to, and how do you know that you are taking care of yourself, and how do you know that you are just planted exactly where you need to be. So you are, I encourage you to really take some time to dig deeper into what it is that you want out of life, what it is that you're here to give and you're created to do, so that you can live a purposeful life, because it is possible. It is possible. And I want to take a minute too to just see if any, I'm going to review my notes really quick, because I want to make sure I hit every point. But also, if you have any questions that have arose while watching this live in regards to your faith and trying to get an understanding in some capacity there, or just getting a better understanding of how do you know, like, if something is your purpose, please ask me now while I'm live, so that I can come back and answer your questions or answer them now. And also, these Ask Christian sessions are for you, to get more in knowledge and get more understanding. So you can always send me a DM, ask your question, and I'll be more than happy to answer it for you, so that you can get more clarity, because I want you to have it. um, I want you to really have it. I want you to enjoy this life that you are living, and to also know which direction that you should be headed in while you are living it. Because I do not want y'all in pain, especially not mental pain. Like, that is a whole different beast. Like, mental pain is a whole different beast that can be cured, that could be healed by gaining more knowledge. It can be healed by having more understanding. It could be healed by understanding more about yourself. And so I just want y'all to know that that's possible. mm, did I say everything? Yeah, I think I said what needed to be said today. And if there's anything else, I'll save it for the next Ask Christian session on next Thursday at 12:02 p.m. So be sure to join in and tune in with me. And I also want you all to know this, as you all are coming into alignment and coming into defining your lived experiences. I encourage you to do not worry or listen to any judgments that are being thrown at you. um, I also want to make sure that you all are pacing yourself as you are engaging online. Take a moment of separation if you need to care for yourself. Take a moment to sit with your thoughts, to get a better, to get clear about, how you are interpreting what it is that you see and that you read. Make sure that you are positioning and putting yourself in a space that you can live with, that you can live through, and that you can live up to. I think that is also important, because we are evolving right before each other's eyes, and I want you to make sure you still grant yourself permission to do so, and that you have access to your inner being, so that you can move forward. All right, you all. So that's all that I have right now, to give, to share, and say in regards to today. But I'm hoping that this did really provide you clarity between, your faith and your purpose. All right. So, my three C's: remember to connect, have the connection with yourself authentically, to also commit to your own self care, balancing your own life, and taking care of your own business, and also to be consistent at a pace that works for you, And the beauty about all that is you get to define what that looks like. You get to define what that feels like and what that experience will be for you. And so on that, that is yours. On it is yours to have. And so make sure that you are doing that at the pace that works for you. All right, so tune in next week for the Ask Christian session right here on my page. Invite somebody or share. Bye, everybody. Be safe out there.